everyone. I'm only seeing 3 people in the chat, 2 thumbs up, but I'm sure you guys will be showing up from all over the world, you know. Where's my across the ponds people? Where's me Brits? Where's me Irish? Where's me Wales? Where's all the people from the United Kingdom? Beautiful day, huh? Look at my yard. Wow. Pretty soon it'll be winter. I'll be doing a show out here with the snow. Well, I'm going to be down in Florida, but every once in a while I'll come back and do a wintry show, the wintry mix show, you know, to show that there's snow and all of that stuff. I'm not seeing anyone on the screen yet. Who's going to be? Oh, there we go. Helen Fenner. Hey, hey, I'm here from the UK. Hello, welcome from the UK. You had 10 days of the Queen's funeral. You guys must be exhausted. Kim Allison, hi Sergeant Bill. Happy Wednesday. What? Wednesday? There's no song Wednesday, I don't think. There's Monday, right? Monday, Monday, but no Wednesday, you know. And there was Tuesday. Tuesday was the daughter of the Addams family. Pamela White. Hi, Bill. Good morning. Good morning. Anthony Santoro here from sunny South Florida. Where are you from, Anthony? I'm going to stay in Jupiter for from November on for you know, hopefully 6 months. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes, you know. But you know, Jupiter. I don't know if you guys. I did a little video this morning of me drinking coffee and how better now, Helen Fenner. You're emotionally drained after the funeral. Well, you just relax. You get your bearings back, and that's a long time to grieve. 10 days. My God, that would take a lot out of anybody. So I put up a video this morning, and it was me drinking coffee, and I have this thing that when I make coffee, I have to blast it for 40 seconds in the microwave because I like it hot. And there's no coffee machine that I've ever met in my life that makes it hot enough for me, you know. Lola Mom, good morning, Supreme Commander, and to all. You know, some of the folks that are new to the channel, they probably don't know where that Supreme Commander thing came from, but every time I hear you guys repeat it, it makes me laugh, you know. Puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. So, Roseanne Gieb, afternoon all. How are you? Good to see you. Nola Mom, waiting for the new merch too. You know, I'm talking to Josh, who is our engineer today, and I'm going to mention those Supreme Commander mugs. Lady Butterfly lives in Florida. You're waiting to see a possible hurricane that's going to hit Florida. This is hurricane season, right? That's the worst weather things you get in Florida. Although I've seen those like, I guess it would be those like 10 or 15 minute hurricanes in Florida that for 10 minutes it's devastating. You see the palm trees bent at like a 45 degrees. And Sergeant George Ishak, hello buddy. And you know, you're like, wow. And then it stops and then it's beautiful again. Someone described Florida weather as being bipolar, like a bipolar person. After all, hurricanes can be very exciting if you're safe, Sergeant Bill. Agree. Robo games, dog boy games, they called microbursts. Is that what they're called? Well, thank you. I learned something new every day. Those microbursts are crazy, right? I was sitting in my hotel room once years ago with my son, and I was like, look at that. Can you believe that? Red Hook, Brooklyn. Hello. Hey, hey, hey. Always good to see the folks. Phil Grimaldi's straight out of Brooklyn. Red Hook, Brooklyn. Hope all is well. I'm doing well. Sven Larson. Hey, Bill. Denmark calling in. Good to see you, Denmark. Mickey Mantle. Hi, Bill. Always up for garden time with Bill. You know, that's the thing. I love this show because initially I started doing this show just, you know, to sort of build up my broadcasting chops and to build up the ability to stay on the air and talk to you guys. And I was thinking, how tough must it be to talk to an audience for like a half hour, 45, 50 minutes? Then I can do it like there's no sweat anymore. But when I first started doing Coffee with Cannon, I was like, wow, what am I going to talk about for a half hour? And then it was 45 minutes, and then it's 50 minutes. Red Hook Brooklyn, you're doing, thank you, Red Hook Brooklyn. Good to see you. Thank you for the compliment. Martha Miner, good afternoon, Bill. Hello, Martha. Martha, my dear, oh, I spend my days in condemnation. Please remember me. Martha, my love, don't forget me. Didn't hit that one note. Red Hook, Kim Allison, hi, Jeffrey Crowley. Squirrel sandwich, oh my God, when I think of a squirrel sandwich, it doesn't. Scotty Wagner, 2-3, El Barrio, The Rose of Spanish Harlem. Scotty Wagner, great detective. He's in the chat. After all, nice. Laughing out loud. It's good to just, meet every day around this time, talk to each other. You guys been following the stock market. I don't even want to look at it. It's so depressing. Sharon creates. Hello from Rhode Island. Del Fonte's Hero, Red Hook. Whoa, sounds like a great Italian restaurant. Squirrel sandwich. I hear they eat it with gravy. Oh my God, a squirrel sandwich with gravy. What kind of gravy would that be? That got to be crazy, So yeah, just the stock market. I think it's actually up today. When I was driving in my car, I heard it on, but it's been scary lately, everything's like connected to energy, this green agenda. And it's not that I disagree with going away from fossil fuels to make a cleaner earth, but you can't just turn a switch and do it overnight. You have to take your time, What do you think home heating oil is going to cost this winter? My God, I remember right before the summer started, I think I bought like 200 gallons. Was it 200? Yeah, 200. And it cost over $1,000. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Christine Boyd, hello from North Carolina. Ruth Ann Griffin, hello. Good to see all you guys. 65 in the chat, 30 with the thumbs up. I don't have a big agenda as far as Heather, whatever. I don't want an electric car. There's all the stories that we were covering. Kiely Rodni, the Jolissa Fuentes. There's no real new news on them right now. My 3 rosebuds love the accent. I'm glad you love the accent. So I don't really have any new things to report in regards to that. We had, for a while, we had like 2 very big stories, with the Kiely Rodni case. We had the Eliza Fletcher case. And those cases have sort of leveled out. Right? Well, Eliza Fletcher, we all know what happened with that. There was an arrest, thank God. And they recovered her body, thank God. But that case was just a horror show, as bad as it could get in a kidnapping and an abduction. Everything bad happened during that case, and just those are the kind of cases that when we cover them, they're sort of. Princess Mitch, morning, Sergeant Bill and friends. Hello, Princess Mitch. Heather, whatever. Patricia Burns, yes, solar. Yeah, well, all these energy sources, they're great, clean energy and all of that stuff, but it's impossible not to use fossil fuels in some way. And another good, after all, Sergeant Bill, what do you think about non-government money like NFT and Bit? Something, all my kids and my nephew, they're all invested in Bitcoin. And I don't completely even understand it, But, and then you get certain professional athletes that are being paid millions, and they're getting paid in Bitcoin. So do people know something that we don't know? Hi, my three rosebuds, Kim Alliston. Lieutenant Pete's in the chat. Uh, the cause of death for Eliza Fletcher, it hasn't been reported, nor has the result, the results of the autopsy, cause of death, or also the fact that we don't know if there was a rape involved, a sexual assault. None of that has been released. So yeah, we're waiting for that. We're waiting for the toxicology. But I mean, obviously, the police know what happened, and that's important. That the police know what the cause. It was ruled a homicide, so they know what occurred. We just don't know. Alicia B. Brad All was timed out. I don't know what that means. So this, with the Kiely Rodni case, there's still so many questions. There's so many people, content creators, that are talking about the foul play and that she was murdered, it wasn't an accident, and we don't know any of those things until certain evidence comes back. The autopsy. We spoke about this. I feel like I'm sort of beating a dead horse here, but the autopsy, obviously, the toxicology. Again, I go back to Barbara Butcher, who spoke about, we had all insisted that water in her lungs would indicate that she was alive when she drowned inside that car. But Barbara Butcher educated us and said, well, water could get into the lungs just by the fact that she was in that car for 2 weeks. So it's not a 100% indicator, as it would be if the car and she were recovered right away. Things that everyone, of course, online and is talking about is, what was the condition of the body? What position was the body in? Was the body clothed or not clothed? These are all things. Heather, whatever, I don't believe foul play of Kiely, but I'm so glad no one forgets that she was so close. Yeah, I mean, look, the only ones that will really know if there was foul play is folks with boots on the ground, the detectives. And I mentioned all the time, over and over, ad nauseum, the results of the interviews. Supposedly the detectives interviewed over 300 kids, Those interviews are very important. The results of the interviews, what happened? Someone saw her get into that car. Someone saw her drive that car away, or someone else drive that car. Trina Elder, hello from Alabama. Hello. Phil Leo, Finer, Patty, and you. 97 in the chat, 54 with the thumbs up. If there's anyone new here, put a 1 in the chat. I'd just like to see if we got any new people. Lisa Rathman Crumley, how can we trust? Look, I think that the Nevada police, I don't think they're corrupt. I think that they just weren't good at scuba diving and diving for bodies. In fact, they didn't do that. Another police department that had a scuba team, they enlisted them to do the dive. Sergeant Bill, what do you think about DUI stops without, I never liked roadblocks for DUIs. It's, it almost feels like it's not a free country that you're getting stopped at a roadblock. But they are very effective, and people that drive drunk on the road are a huge danger to everyone else. I see it. What's even probably as big or bigger? People that text and drive. I mean, people with their head buried in their phone. When I see them on the highway, the first thing I do is try to get the hell away from them, Especially if they're right behind me. I just envision them rear-ending me with their head buried in their phone texting, you know. So, Coffee with Cannon, guys. Thank you for all you guys that join me every day for this. Now you know something about me. When I drink coffee, I blast it for 40 seconds in a microwave. And if there's no microwave there, oh my God, it's a there I was in a beautiful hotel in Jupiter, and I'm complaining about there's no microwave that I can blast my coffee for 40 seconds, so it's the proper temperature. Is that a little snobby? You know, I think it is a little bit. How did I get that snobby? You know, yes, I need to blast my coffee for 40 seconds. Squirrel sandwich, thank you for the $2 super chat. Now I can get myself a squirrel sandwich. Heather whatever likes cold coffee. Lisa Rathman Crumley, lost my husband of 20 years in '03 to a drunk, no insurance, third offense. Oh, that's so horrible. I'm so sorry for that. What a horrible story. God bless you. Kimberly Moore, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Look at all these guys coming out of the woodwork. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for supporting Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories, Coffee with Cannon, Bitchin' with Bill, Backyard Beverage. You guys are great. 110 in the chat. Snubbing with Bill. Snobbing with Bill. Without, if he doesn't have his 40 seconds. Roadblock does feel like draconian, Gestapo-like enforcement. That's a problem. Kevin Fahey, thank you for the $1.99. The pound, I think. It looks like a pound sign. Yes. 109 in the chat, 74 with the thumbs up. Thank you guys, all you guys from all over the place, all over the world coming here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. The yard looks beautiful, doesn't it? My God, it's just a beautiful time of year. Heather, whatever, I don't like cold coffee, but I like to wake up quickly, especially today, taking the trash out. Hard to handle, Bill is the Supreme Commander. The Supreme Commander likes his coffee blasted for 40 seconds. No more, no less. Although, if the coffee's been sitting around in the pot and it gets cold, sometimes you have to blast it longer, like 60 or 1 minute and 20 seconds. I've done that before too, and you always have to make sure your cup is microwave safe, because if it's not, what happens? This is like a class on coffee. What happens is you burn your hand when you touch the cup. That's why you need a microwave safe cup. 118 in the chat, 76 with the thumbs up. Chugging along with Can, laughing out loud. You need a bun. Hard to handle. I don't like burnt coffee. I need a bun. A bun is a special coffee pot, right? I have a good coffee pot. It just doesn't get it hot enough for me. And practically everywhere I go, no matter where it is, restaurants, diners, they don't get it hot enough either. But how snobby is that if at a diner you say, could you please blast my coffee for 40 seconds, please, in the microwave? I need it a specific temperature. I don't think they would like that. Sasha Johnson, what do you make of the Rodney case? You know, I'm waiting around like everyone else for answers, you know. Early on in the investigation, myself and Phil, and I think some other content creators. Mountain Kayaker, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Greetings from the Sierra foothills. Wow. People all over the world. I thought, and I think from the very beginning, that this was an accident involving potentially alcohol and drugs. But since we got no information back, either from law enforcement or, you know, anywhere else that would indicate there's foul play, I have to still go with that. But I'm not. One of the things you learn from being an investigator, from investigating murders and all kinds of crimes, is that you have to be ready, willing, and able to turn on a dime and go in the direction that the evidence takes you. Tuan Sue, morning from Canada. John R. Bear, I haven't seen you in a while, John. Guess I'm not a big coffee drinker. Don't like it hot, rather warm or right warm. Good to see you, John R. Bear. I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? So yeah, you have to be ready and willing and able to turn on a dime in regards to what direction the evidence takes you, you know. Phil Leo, coffee drinkers often get asked for a refill. Tea drinkers, would you like some more hot water in your cup? No, but then you need a tea bag, right? When you think about it, I guess most diners and restaurants, they'll give you a coffee refills, but coffee's expensive, right? So it's not like, you know, this is free and, you know, you can drink 6 cups and, you know, it's, I guess if you have 1 or 2 cups or 3 cups, they can weather that storm. But people always expect free refills in a diner or whatever. And I guess that's become like customary. I remember when I used to tend bar years ago, at the end of the night, one of the bartenders would go on the floor and work as a waiter, and I was the junior bartender. So I'd go on the floor and work as a waiter. And in this restaurant bar, they didn't give free coffee refills. Well, at least when the bartender was waiting the floor. I remember one woman got pissed at me that I charged her for the coffee. I was just like, miss, it's not my policy. John Bear, back in college at Old Westbury. Is that New York Tech at Old Westbury? And he's playing hockey. He's doing all kinds of things. New York Tech was right next to Old Westbury Golf and Country Club. Post Avenue. Is that the one, John Arbert? Am I right? 133 people in the chat, 89 with the thumbs up. SUNY Old Westbury. Yeah, but wasn't it? It used to be called New York Tech, I think, right? I over-caffeinated this morning. That's a danger. You over-caffeinated, you'd be racing all day, right? Racing all day. Too much caffeine. Bev Heilman, don't believe Kiely was in the back of the car when the road assistant guy. You know, one of the big problems with the Kiely Rodni cases, and we discussed it, and it's being discussed on every damn channel on YouTube, is the fact that they recovered the vehicle incorrectly. And according to Ed Wallace from Duty Run's Crime Time with Duty Run, they should have just dragged the car out upside down the way it was. By flipping it over, it disturbed all the evidence. It disturbed the crime scene. Andrew DeGroot, hi Bill, has Jagger been cleared by police? You know, I don't specifically know that he was ever a suspect, you know. That's what's being posted on a lot of content creators' sites. Jagger's been cleared. Who said he was ever a suspect, you know? Maybe he was a witness. And, you know, one of the problems there, Bill, I love your calm voice and interesting, thank you. London Girl, yeah, L-U-G, it's the proper taste. You know, people are witnesses till they become a subject. Sometimes people become subjects by talking too much, you know, and all of a sudden they say the wrong thing, and now they're not a witness, now they're a subject, you know, and that absolutely happens, you know. Look, the Kiely Rodni case, again, it's very interesting. There's been a lot of twists and turns on it. Adventures with Purpose seems to know a lot about that case, seems to think that that case is a bit suspicious, you know. I don't know if they know more than, I would assume. And tips going through these witnesses very odd, right, Sasha Johnson? Well, you know, the police don't take tips unless they can vet. Well, they take the tips, and then they investigate the tips, and they vet them as to whether or not the tip is true or good information or bad information. Andrew DeGroot, oh Bill, I just noticed on chat you don't see my Welsh flag. I didn't see it, but welcome from Wales. From Wales. Wales is also part of Great Britain, right? Someone just wrote that Truckee not only has drug problems, and I didn't get to read the rest of it, but you know something? What neighborhood, what area of the country does not have drug problems, right? Are you checking updates? Call Nevada PD. You can, you know. They probably have a website that I could check, but I don't see the Nevada PD putting out information that is kept close to the vest that they don't want out there. They're going to put out there what they want the public to know. Whoa, sorry guys, I kicked the stand here. So they're going to put out information that they want everyone to know. Stuff that they don't want you to know, they're going to keep it very close to the vest. Hopefully we will know soon the direction of this investigation. Are they going to list this investigation as a vehicle accident, where it would be investigated by the California Highway Patrol? And let's hope that they just don't start the investigation day one when they turn it, if and when they turn it over to them. Let's hope they don't just say, oh, we're starting today, taking measurements and looking. No, they should already be working on that stuff, right? Mystique, for what reason would the police not release Kiely Rodni's autopsy until late November? Well, because maybe the investigation, there is potential criminality, and maybe they're not ready to release that yet. So they've asked the medical examiner to hold off releasing it. That's a possibility. You know, if there's criminality and they're not sure which direction they're going to, they would hold off the autopsy. There's other cases that we've covered where they've held the autopsy for a long time, you know. Brian Laundrie, that case took a while for them to release that autopsy. Pamela White thinking that what if Kiely Rodni OD'd and they put her in the back of the car and pushed the vehicle into the reservoir? You know, I don't know why they would do that, but, you know, is that a possibility? Anything's possible. I don't like to say that, I don't like to say, oh, I know everything, and that's not a possibility. Everything's possible. Mountain kayaker, I've seen people strung out on drugs on sidewalks in Truckee. Said, a mountain kayaker, from what I understand, Truckee is a very affluent neighborhood. Am I correct? And, you know, it doesn't matter how affluent or how poor a neighborhood is. Drugs is the great equalizer. Drugs touches everyone. Every person in this chat, tell me that you don't know someone or have someone in your family that had a drug problem or has a drug problem. It's a problem all over the country. It's a problem all over the world. And the toxicology and the autopsy should go together in this case. I agree. But when they finally release this stuff, the autopsy results should be presented by the medical examiner, and in this case, the coroner, and it should be explained. Someone just asked, does law enforcement arrest a suspect as soon as they have probable cause, or do they wait a while to build a better case? Well, both. Sometimes they'll arrest someone right away once they have probable cause. Other times they may wait till certain evidence comes in, especially if the person is not a flight risk and they know where the person is and they don't feel that the person is a danger to the community. That's another. If there's some guy out there who's extremely dangerous to the community, they're not going to wait on arresting him. Like that guy Cleosa in the Eliza Fletcher case. That guy is a danger to the community. That guy needs and needed to be taken off the damn street as quickly as possible. Sasha Johns, because it was the last person to see her that lawyered up, but used her personal number for tips and law for. You know, some of this stuff that you guys know or that you guys have been repeating, I don't know specifically where it came from. If it doesn't come from like a law enforcement source or a verifiable source, I won't repeat it on my show, you know. I think there's a lot of information that gets out there that isn't specifically put out by the greatest sources. Mountain Kayak, yes, but thanks to defund the cops on Truckee, the other California town is all part of that. You know, police departments don't have unlimited budgets. And as you saw in this town, they didn't have a scuba unit. How often do you think the Nevada police do dives for bodies or cars submerged? How many times a year do you think they do that? I don't know. I don't know, but it's less enough or not an epidemic enough that they would reach out to another department to do it for them. The New York City Police Department, say a big city police department, Yawn Barf, hello Sergeant Bill, to everyone in the chat. They need to have a scuba unit. And the NYPD has a scuba unit, and so does the fire department. So when a vehicle goes off or a helicopter crashes in the water or a plane or someone goes off a pier, they're either the police department or the fire department has a scuba team that will dive, you know. But you need huge budgets for that. You need huge resources. Also around the New York City metropolitan area, they have the Coast Guard, which, you know, Patricia Burns, I think Sammy and the other kids tried to help because they feel guilty for leaving her at the party. You know, there's a lot to the, again, I ad nauseum, I'll use that term again, that I've repeated that, you know, law enforcement has interviewed an awful lot of people in this case. And what we want to know, Brad, hey Bill, crime is free in California. You commit a crime and you get set. It's like that in New York these days too. I spoke about it on the show, the last show, the guy that went into McDonald's with a hatchet and started destroying the place. He got arrested and was out the same night. That's a society in distress. That's a lawless society that allows a guy with a hatchet to destroy a restaurant and then get run the world. Thank you for the 1999 Super Chat. Thanks for your response. Thank you even more for your service. Thank you, Run the World. Very much appreciated. Fonda Milanessis, the drinking age is 21, so there's maybe, better look at the adults there. You know, so, you know, we were talking about the resources and, you know, police departments don't have unlimited resources. They do the best they can. Yeah, talking about crime being free. I think they, you know, there's this thing, a theory, and it's a correctional theory, and it's called decarceral policies. And what that means is they want to somehow correct a criminal's behavior without incarcerating them. And they want to use what's called diversion programs. And diversion programs, it's a correctional philosophy. It's community service. It's a drug program. It's an alcohol program. It's an anger management program. It's a, you know, working with youth program. Like all of these are diversion programs. So these people that believe in these decarceral policies think that in lieu of punishment, they should get these diversion programs. Do they work? What do you guys think? You think they work? The very worst, the very baddest of the bad need a prison cell, you know? And that's a fact. You can't give a diversion program to someone that is, you know, that's a career criminal. It doesn't work. Alicia B thinks it probably doesn't work. I agree. Heather whatever, no. She thinks it doesn't work either. Kim Allison saw the story of the man with the axe. He has been released on the next day. Yeah, it was either the next day or that same night. Even Governor Hochul, it was really a loser. She's a total loser. And the election's coming up very quickly. She was appointed by Governor Cuomo when he had to resign because of his sexual abuse of his employees. She was appointed. So now she's running for re-election, and she's running against a Republican by the name of Lee Zeldin. In New York State and New York City, it is very, very difficult to defeat a Democrat. Most of the state, especially downstate, the New York City metropolitan area, is Democrats outnumber Republicans by huge, huge numbers. So it's, although people, I don't know what the results of the polls are, people are telling me that Lee Zeldin is within 4 percentage points. And you know, one of the things with elections in New York, and not just New York, even nationally, people don't show up to vote, you know. One of the most important things is to get out the vote, you know. Get out the vote. And in the mayor's elections, it's even the worst. I mean, Bill de Blasio, he was elected with just the smallest amount of votes, but no one voted. So, like, he's going to win, you know. That's sort of sad, you know, because I can't say we get what we deserve, because I think the electorate in the New York metropolitan area is bad. It's bad. They elect these clowns. In the last mayoral race, every single Democrat was an extremist. Maybe with the exception of Adams. And Adams, among cops, did not have a good reputation at all. But when you put him up against, I think, 6 or 7 other Democratic candidates, he shined out. Mountain Kayaker, try being stuck with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is like making overtures that he's going to run for national office. That's amazing to me. Destroy your state, and yeah, you could probably run the country. It's amazing, right? It's amazing. Yeah, I've destroyed California. Now I should get a bigger office, because that should be part of the credentials to getting a national office is to destroy a state. And he sure did that. Really, it's 100 degrees here in the Buckeye State. No pools. Whoa. Sheldon Anderson, hello from Minnesota. Great show, Bill. Lee Zeldin, good tough law and order guy. Vote in November. Lieutenant Pete, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote, definitely. You know, in New York State now, just think of they're saying that people are fleeing New York State to Florida. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways they can tell that people are leaving from New York State and moving to Florida is that they've had an excess of 5,000 per month new driver's licenses. So in essence, people changing their license from New York to a Florida license. And other states too, but New York is the leader. It's between 5,000 and 6,000 a month people that are changing over to a Florida driver's license, which shows that people are fleeing New York State to move to Florida, and California also, and Texas. So people, you know, I think some of the things that's so attractive about Florida is their tax structure. They don't tax a lot of things, and property tax. We in New York State, we get hammered with property taxes. And I don't think Florida's like that. Governor Hochul is a joke. She's up and coming Nancy Pelosi, Marilyn Manetta. How Nancy Pelosi's she's got to be 80 years old, 80 degrees. She's 80 years old. I'm amazed sometimes that people keep working at that age. And, you know, something, if they want to keep working, God bless them. But it's 80 years old, and she's still, I would think that she's at the end of her career, I would think. You know, there was just a chief from the NYPD, Joe Esposito, and he, after he retired from the police department, he was in charge of Office of Emergency Management. And he's a super competent guy. He was chief of the department. And then he retired from that job, or de Blasio removed him or whatever. And I believe he's 73 years old, and he just took a job with this administration. And I was just like, wow, dude, you're 73. You probably have boatloads of money, wheelbarrows of money. Enjoy your retirement. But he wants to work, right? 73. Okie dokie 7. Nancy's 82. Wow. Biden is what, 78, 79? And he looks it, right? Sasha Johnson, who holds a position that long? She's not a queen. Really odd. Mary Leonard, hello, sir. I'm the oddball. I'm all ready to move upstate New York. Some people love it upstate, too, because it's a different look. Living away from the cities and the metropolitan areas, it's different. It's a different thing. Living in the city, you have, or near the city, you have all the problems of this city. People that tell me that they commute into the city right now, my wife commutes into the city, not every day, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, but she says the traffic is worse than ever. It's horrible. I think because after COVID, people didn't get back on the train. I think people said, oh, you know something? I'm going to drive my car in. It's easier to drive my car than take this damn train, because everyone was worried about sitting next to a group of people. Hello from Kim. I live about 20 miles from Brecon. Truly is stunning. Where is Brecon? Where is that? Jay, yeah, good air pollution in the country. Biden is doing great for his age. Tough to do a job like that at 78 years old, right? Or Biden's 79. I think Trump is 78. That's sort of too old too. Like if he runs in 2024, which I tell you the truth, Beacon is in Wales. Cool. If Trump were to run in 2024, I think he'd be 80 years old. I hope Trump doesn't run. I really do. I hope DeSantis from Florida, I hope he's the candidate. Beacon's Bill is in South Wales. Never been there, would love to go. I would love to travel to Europe again. You know, the pandemic apparently is over. Jay, it's too old. 80 years old, yeah, I agree. To be president? I mean, it's a 24/7 job, right? I think it's a young man's job more than someone in the upper 70s or early 80s. It's too much, you know. Phil, you're saying that Trump would be 78? I thought he was 78 now. Corn Pop 2024. Trump has served his purpose. Republicans should move on. Patrick Glanville. I agree with you, Patrick. I just think I like a lot of his policies, but he's too divisive. And the other side hates him so much that they'll spend billions to get him unelected and just constantly try to indict the guy and find laws to, you know, I would just like it. Look at even, I laughed when DeSantis sent those migrants to Martha's Vineyard. If that's not the snobbiest Democratic bastion in the world, I don't know what is. 84% of Martha's Vineyard are Democrats, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, not, what do they call it? NIMBY. Not in my backyard. NIMBY. I love that. Just put that in the chat. And all these people, then they pretended, oh my God, we're on international blast. Everyone's seeing us not liking this. Let's pretend we love the migrants. And then they shipped them out to they get the National Guard to ship them out to Cape Cod to a military facility. Yeah, they really, really love those people, you know. And then even the media reports it as that. Oh, look at them embracing the migrants. I want to see a couple more places, of course, Delaware, and I want to see Bernie Sanders get a couple of busloads on his front lawn that millionaire socialist communist. I'd like to see them bus a few bus loads to his property, you know. They put migrants on my lawn. NIMBY, yes, not in my backyard. I didn't invent that. It's great, right? And meanwhile, we covered some story too. A month ago, there was like 50 migrants died in the back of a tractor trailer because there was no ventilation and there was no air conditioning. They died. Every day you hear migrants drowning, crossing that river, you know? And the people in charge now they look up in the air like, oh, it's the Republicans' fault, you know? Brad, oh, haha, Bill, good one. Bernie Sanders, yeah, let's put a couple of bus loads on his lawn, you know, see how he likes it. You know, the funny, well, it's not funny, but Joe Biden sent planes to Westchester County in the middle of the night. Not planes, and dumped off migrants. No story. We didn't even make the news. Except, you know, the state police and the Westchester County police verified, like, what are we supposed to do here? You know? But when DeSantis does it, and when the Texas governor does it, oh my God, they should be arrested. They should be arrested for, did you see that? They should be arrested for kidnapping, abducting migrants. The world is upside down, right? Bernie will hand out gloves when it gets colder. And the property available is sky high. It's funny, in Martha's Vineyard, they were showing these memes with all the land and these huge estates and say, we have no room. It's funny, you know. You know, that migrants have died numerous times coming over in these tractor trailers because these human traffickers and these cartels, they're charging these migrants to, you know, to sneak into the United States, and they're charging them thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. And, you know, the border control agents, I'm sure if you interviewed border control agents, they want to do their job. But what they got them doing now is doing paperwork for people that are coming in illegally. And they're not turning people around and sending them back home, you know. I don't know what other countries do this. What other countries just let people have no borders and they just let people, yeah, come on in, you know. And let us give you Social Security, let's give you health care, and, you know, let's give you a stipend to get you on your feet. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? What, do you think that Mexico would do that if we were going the reverse way? Venezuela? You think any of those countries would do that? I don't want to sound like a mean Republican, you know. Pauline Buckles, maybe James Taylor can shower the people with love. Yes. JD, I'm always catching you at the end of your lives. Joe Mango just said, Sergeant Bill, they seem to forget about all the illegal immigrants that are sadly passing away on the journeys. Yeah, that too. It's dangerous to come here, you know. Run the world, my brother, Border Patrol Agent Stephen Sullivan, end of watch 3/27/99, died at age 27. Horrible, horrible. I'm so sorry for your loss. God. The things that a lot of people go through. 137 in the chat, 137 thumbs up. I think we did a pretty good job today, right? We talked a lot and discussed a lot of different things, you know. It's Chris Driver. What's all those thumbs down for? You don't like the show, Chris Driver? Guys, I got 30 seconds left. It's Heather, whatever, we're in line to go back to the U.S. at Mexico. Kiely, we watched the guy go straight up the fence and over. That was like yawn ball. When I was trucking, I passed through many a border crossing. They know their stuff, for sure. Condolences, run the world on your brother's ultimate sacrifice. Have a great day. Schmitty, Boxing MMA, Sergeant Bill. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye now. We're coming up on 50 seconds. God bless. Thank you for joining me, Coffee with Cannon. We always have a good conversation. and I'll see you very soon. Bye now.